Welcome to In Touch. I'm Officer Don with Fayette Commonwealth's Attorney Ray.
Today on In Touch with Ray the DA and Officer Don, we discussed how the Fayette Commonwealth Attorney's Office gives those who intern with our office the opportunity to go on a ride-along with a Lexington police officer. It's typically the highlight of the intern's time in our office, as it gives them a real-life perspective of what it's like to be a police officer. The interns have the possibility to see everything that goes on during the officer's tour. Another topic that was discussed was the always unpopular House Bill 463 and the consequences of the bill. Ray and Officer Don discussed House Bill 463, unintentional involvement in the murder of Kentucky State Trooper Joseph Ponder.
For instance, you hear that the trooper was trying to help this guy get a room. Well, that's true, but the situation that the House bill put this trooper in is he had to help this guy get a room, because the law says now that if someone's operating on a suspended driver's license, that you shall not arrest them. You should give them a ticket. So you're faced as a police officer being out there on the street with someone who you've just given a ticket to, that you can't put in handcuffs and secure, and now you got to get him transportation.
So wait a minute, you can't get him out of the car and handcuff him, which is a control process. Is that?
You can only do that if you can articulate why you're doing it. And listen, and let's start from the beginning here. Let's say you make a traffic stop on somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You discover the license is suspended, they're acting hinky, they've got a criminal history, there's a lot of things going on. Well, back before this House bill, as a police officer, it was up to me right then to decide, you know something, I've got an arrestable offense here. I really don't want this guy roaming around with me. I'm going to go ahead and charge him with operating and suspended, to get the cuffs on him, get him secured, get him in the back of the cruiser, and then I've got
get him out of the car.
Get him out of the car. Then I'll go and talk to his wife and his kids, and I'll help arrange to get them a place to stay. But you know, it's different than having to deal with him because he's the threat. Well, the trooper really didn't have that as an option because of this House bill that says no, you'll write the guy a ticket and then you'll find him a ride home. And that left this guy an opportunity to think about how he was going to attack the trooper. You know, think about it. The trooper doesn't know what this guy's just done. He doesn't know his criminal record. This guy knows what he's just done. He thinks the trooper knows. You don't know what his motive was for attacking this trooper. Bottom line is, that tactical ability has been taken away from our police to make those decisions to go in and arrest people that they don't feel good about anymore. And for arrestable offenses, they've changed them. You have to write a ticket, and that's endangering our police officers. And you know, people don't understand that until they're put into that situation. The sixth sense that police officers develop through body language and dealing with people and being in fights before and being able to look at the whole circumstance that's at that moment is important. And an officer has to be decisive to make a decision. But this situation right here is a classic example where the cop's like, well, I really can't arrest him. I don't feel good about the guy. He's operating on suspended, but I'm gonna have to give him a ticket. Now I've got to spend all this time with him to find him a ride home. Boom! Next thing you know, he's ramming the officer's cruiser and he's shooting him. That should never have escalated to that. But they're not addressing that with this. And that's what I mean by, of course, how can you argue against the laminate windshields? Great idea. Do it. But let's look at the overall picture and what our officers are saying on the street about what this House bill has done for them as far as tied their hands. It's tied the police officers' hands and taken away their ability to tie the bad guy's hands, is what's happened. And if this guy was in handcuffs where he belonged, as soon as the officer discovers the operating on suspended, this murder would not have happened.
463 was passed.
Make sure you listen in this Sunday to hear the full episode. As always, it was a great show.
Hey, be sure and tune in to In Touch this Sunday with Officer Don. Oh, and Ray the DA is